everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are going to join us today. As you can see, we're getting ready to make a chocolate mug cake in my mugs that we got. We're going to give one of these away too. You know what? We might give two of these away today. So I just wanted to show you how to make it in the mug. We got some people. Oh, that's actually my own comment. Yeah, we got people coming on. Norman, I think I see somebody. I can see your icons popping on, everybody. Hi, I'm glad you're tuning in. It's good to see you guys, little faces going across. Love it. How is everybody doing today? Hi, Gail. How are you? I see you. Hi. Tell us where you guys are from. And okay, you're gonna notice right off the bat somebody's missing. Rose. Hi, Rose. My sister, Brenda, she isn't here today in person, but guess what? We're one of the few people in the world anymore that still has a landline. Oh, we do. We have a landline because we live out in the country and we need it for good internet service and everything. So, say hey.
Can you hear me? Because I'm froze, but I'm working on it.
Okay. Can y'all hear her too? Just curious. Can y'all hear and see? See me. I hope you can. You're saying hi. So yeah, hi from Vero Beach. Hi. That was Darlene. Hi guys. And Marlene. I'm glad you're on here, Marlene Skeever. Finally warming up in Missouri. Girl, that was Rose. My heart goes out to all this cold weather because last week we were freezing. Actually, Sunday morning I got up. We're in Western North Carolina, by the way, and it was 6 degrees, which that's the real temperature. The feels like with the wind was sub-zero, so it was freezing, and that's not normal from us. Hey, Marla from Iowa, and there's Darlene LaGrange. I see your name a good bit, Darlene. And Lori from Arizona. Hi. And Diane from Arizona. Beth, hey, how are you? So glad you guys are tuning in today. This is truly one of my favorite recipes for a number of reasons. I call it a chocolate mug cake because you really do make it in a mug. And I think the reasons that I love it the most are, one, it's stinking delicious. That's one reason. And the other reason is because, you know, if you make a cake, even if it is plant-based, even if it's way lower in fat than a normal cake, if it is on your countertop or in your refrigerator, if you're like me, I'm going to keep going back to that thing till it's gone. So what I love about this one is it's one and done. You make one serving at a time so you don't have all the temptations. It's always fresh. We went through a period of time where we did this almost every Sunday afternoon after church, and when you're kind of just laying around and stuff, we were doing it, and we got out of the habit, but last Sunday I made them, so I think maybe we're going to get back in the habit again. It's just terrific, and it's so simple. There's no fancy ingredients. I'm betting most of y'all have what you need to make it today. If you want to, Shelbo, can you hear me? My sister.
Yep, I got you.
Okay.
I'm just now getting you moving, so all right, I'm going to post that link for you.
Can y'all hear my sister? Say something. Say hey.
Hey guys.
Can y'all hear her? She's joining us by phone because she couldn't be here in person. She's having some, one of her dogs, he's a Dachshund. He is a Dachshund, isn't he? Milo.
Yes.
He had an injury, a spinal injury, and so she has to be home with him. He can't even go eat by himself or go out do anything by himself. So say a prayer for Milo, if you would, that he will get better and be able to use those back legs and recover. So, oh, you can. Darlene says they can hear you, Brenda. And so does Bonnie. Yes, everybody said, and Donna says they can hear you. So awesome. I'm actually going to put her on top. I'm going to put you on top of my flour container so that it'll be nice and loud. I'm going to make sure it's up high too. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you can see my flour container, but okay, so I told you why I love this and why you're going to love it. But before we do it, it's going to be so simple. It takes a little over 1 minute in the microwave. Once you mix everything, oh, that's another thing I love about this one is the cleanup is a fork and a mug, and that's really, maybe a spoon. I mean, like your measuring spoon, but that's it. There's not cake pans and mixing bowls and all of that stuff. It's just that simple. So that's another reason that I love it. But before we do, I'm going to show you what I'm giving away today. I'm going to go ahead and do one giveaway. And then, but the biggest giveaway, we gave one of these away last live, which was 2 weeks ago, and everybody wanted it, and it is a $35 value. If you bought it, it's $35 plus shipping. But what it is what I call a starter kit, a plant-based starter kit, and it has a few things with it, and they're all from Dr. Neil Barnard. You guys know who he is with the Physicians Committee? Beth. Oh, Beth's saying, Beth Hannah says she made the Instant Pot veggie soup recipe this weekend, and it's delish. I'm so glad. It's so easy. I made soup last night, too. It's just, with all this cold weather, it's a soup kind of weather. Hey, okay. Jen just put up the coffee mugs. Thank you. And the starter kits. Awesome, because that's where we're going. Okay, a starter kit is you get a book of your choice, all from Dr. Neil Barnard, a set of DVDs with lectures. I'm sure there are 17 lectures from Dr. Neil Barnard on the disc when you open it. And then you get this folder full of plant-based resources from the Physicians Committee. I won't tell you everything, but I mean, there are pamphlets. This is what we give away in the Food for Life classes that I'm an instructor for with the Physicians Committee to people who are participating in the classes. This is the literature that we give to them. So there's lots and lots of information. There's more than what you even see right here. So you get the folder, you get the DVD set, and then you get your choice of book. You only get one book, but you get to choose either the Vegan Starter Kit book, the 21-day weight loss, Kickstart weight loss, or... I don't know why I do that. It was not bad and nothing broke. I am going to have to replace one of my ingredients. Dadgummit. So you never know, guys. I've got these little bowls full of milk, plant milk, and okay. Hold on just 1 second. I got to wipe this milk up or it really will. It's not on anything, but it is going to get on stuff. So hold on. I'm sorry, guys. But yet, when you go live, this is one thing that kept me from doing live shows in the beginning. But you guys have become my friends, so I know you don't care, and maybe you get a good giggle out of it. Okay, so I hope that that's...
collecting names for the starter kit, so...
Oh, okay. So you are collecting?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Drenda is already collecting, so if you want the starter kit, go ahead and put that you want it. You don't have to tell me what book. When we choose a winner, we'll find out which book. But we won't pick for this, because this is the big prize, until the end. Okay, so I said vegan starter kit, and then we lost the 21-day one. It didn't get wet. I won't send you a wet book. It didn't get wet. Or the diabetes, prevent and reverse diabetes book, or Power of Foods for Your Brain. All by Dr. Neil Barnard. You get to choose one. So, as you're putting up that you want it, be thinking about to yourself which book that you want. And so when we choose a winner, then you'll have an idea, and we'll go over them again right before we draw. The other thing that I'm going to give away right now is one of the mugs. So we'll give away a mug now, and we'll give another mug again in a few minutes. All right, so I know everybody wants the starter kit. Oh, yeah, I see it all over the place. Starter, please. Okay, I want it. Starter kit, please. Bring for me. I hear you, BT. Okay, Gail's already saying about... Hey, Gail, have you won anything before? If you haven't, you're the first person that I see. Darlene, I'm thinking you already got one. You love the mugs. I'm thinking you already got a mug, too. So, who was that first person? I don't know. Darlene. Gail. It was Gail. Gail, have you won anything before? If you haven't, you have not. Good. All right, Gail, you just won the mug, and you can private message me sometime today what your mailing address is, and we will get it out to you. You know, one thing I love about these mugs is it's got the logo on the front and on the back, and it says, of course, part of our thing is let food be thy medicine. So I love it. We'll give another one away in a few minutes. And so, what was I going to tell you? Oh, when I mail these out, guys, and you can buy them, they're $9. Shipping is crazy. I think shipping's like, how much was it? I don't know. Somewhere between 7 and 8. I can't remember. Just because they're fragile. And so, I pack them up with lots of stuff and special boxes and all that. And then the shipping, you know, is just really good. So you do have to be in the States, guys, to win these prizes. So, okay, let's show you how to do this because it's so simple. And Jenny, you did, it was Gail, right? Did you write that down, guys?
Yeah,
okay.
Gail.
Okay, good deal. All right, and Ginger told me she hasn't made this before. This has been on the website for a long time, so you got to make it after this, right?
Yes.
It really is delicious and simple, and like I said, you probably have everything. So any of you, she put up the link for this recipe, and if you want to make it along with me, start running to your cabinets and getting your stuff together because we're fixing to do it. Robin, Vascara, yeah, I love my mug and I make the cake in it. Awesome! You know, I actually had a different coffee cup out to make the cake in, and then for today, and then I was like, why would I do that when I'm going to be giving these away? I wanted to make sure I showed you how to do it in these mugs, and so. All right, you don't want a teacup. When you're making this, don't get, you know, like the little tiny teacups like your grandma used to have because it'll be too much and the batter that's going in is going to rise. So you need plenty of room in here. So, all right. Oh, Mary Beth, you're so sweet. She's congratulating Gail. That is just so awesome. You're just a sweet, kind person. Mary Beth, you're in the States. Hey, okay, Mary Beth, you won the second one because you're just too sweet. I love that you're congratulating her. So, Mary Beth, I can't say your last name. Does it end with a V? Sandev? Sandef?
Sandra?
Say it again. How'd you say it?
I'm thinking Sandra, maybe.
Oh, Sandra. Okay. All right. Well, you just won. So private message me your address. We'll get one out to you too later this week. All right. So, all right, Brenda Michelle, I'm gonna have to take you off of my. I'm gonna move you. I hope everybody can still hear her. I'm gonna move her over here so you can still hear her too. All right. So, in the ingredients, we call for whole wheat flour. Because we don't want to use white flour, guys. We want to use more whole grain flours. But you can switch it up, especially if you are gluten-free. Of course, my whole wheat flour isn't gluten-free. But if you wanted to use oat flour, that, and you know, especially if you have celiac or something, get the certified gluten-free. Oats are naturally gluten-free, but because they process them in the same plant where they process other grains, sometimes there's cross-contamination. So if you really need to stay away from gluten, make sure your oats say that. And it's easy, guys, to make your own oat flour. Ginger, will you put that one up? How to make your own oat flour?
I am on it.
Okay, she's on it. Good deal. But it's so simple. You just put your oats in your blender. And so you could do that really simply, or you could use spelt flour or so many others that you could do. But I am using whole wheat, and so you need 2 rounded tablespoons. Sometimes people ask me what I mean by rounded. I'm just going to show you. All right, so this is my tablespoon. That's flat. You know, you can see that that's just a tablespoon. But when I'm making these, I could do some roundedness, you know, like, would you call that a heaping tablespoon? I'm not sure. So this will work with oat flour. Yes, Kelly, it sure will work. And then even Robin said she tried it with the oat flour and it was a good swap. Usually if you're swapping oat flour for like whole wheat flour, The ratio is exactly the same. You don't have to, reduce the amount or increase it or anything else. It just swaps beautifully. Do you recommend any specific wheat flour brand, or do you grind your own? I don't grind my own. I'm trying to see who that is, but you're going across my shirt. Is it Swati? I think Swati. I don't grind my own, and sometimes I do like King Authors. When you're doing whole wheat flour, you want to make sure it says 100% whole wheat flour, so you really are getting just the ground grain. So either I use King Authors, or this is actually the 365, that brand that you can get on Amazon that's really inexpensive, and I got like a 5-pound bag for, it was less than $10. I want to say it's closer to $8. BT says Facebook freezing, having to go in and out. Is anybody else freezing? Oh, and Chris says everything is against me. Why? I'm not in the States and don't eat cake. Oh, I can't read the rest of what you say. You are too much, Chris. Chris is in the UK, guys. He tunes in most of our lives, which I love. And hey, Chris, guess what? I know that it's 6 o'clock over there now. I figured it out after the last live, but why don't you eat cake? I'm just curious. What keeps you from eating cake if it's the healthier version? You don't have to say if you don't want to, but just curious. Okay, and so I think it's Beth.
I used that Vitamix that you gave me and we had refurbished and everything.
Yeah.
I can grind my wheat in the Vitamix.
Ooh, good to know. Can y'all hear what she's saying?
Wheat berries, and I do grind them in there, and they work great.
Huh. Well, that is awesome to know. Can you guys hear what she just said? She said that in her Vitamix that she does grind wheat berries and she makes her own wheat flour. You go, girl. I didn't know you were doing that. That's pretty, well, actually, you know what? You told me you were grinding something in it maybe many, many months ago, but I didn't realize you were making your own wheat. So, man, that's awesome. Pam Carswell, video is fine here. Pam, are you in here? Are you here? You're the Pam Carswell. I think I see her face. I think that's the Pam Carswell that I know and from where we are here. So, hi, Pam. And I'm glad that the connection is good. Okay, not freezing. Everybody's saying it's not freezing. Huh?
It is her.
It is her. Hey, Pam. Pam Carswell, my neighbor down the road. Okay. All right, we really are going to do this, guys. So, you can... Brenda just said grind your own wheat berries in your Vitamix if you want to, which is awesome. And then we mentioned grinding your own oats in there as well. So, yes, it is you. Awesome. No freezing, says Tanya. Okay, good deal. All right, so heaping. This is what a heaping tablespoon is. And so we're going to add 2 of them, okay? Aren't y'all glad this time, every video we've done or every live show we've done before, I'm always doubling it. Because we're having it for dinner, and so I'm having to tell you one measurement, and then I'm doing way more than that to get double. I can't double it in this. It makes me stick to the amount of cake we're supposed to have. So 2 heaping tablespoons of flour, and then the next ingredient is 2 level tablespoons of cocoa. Okay, guys, that's a lot of cocoa. And so if you know, cocoa has a bit of a bitter taste to it. Now we're going to use maple syrup, so we're going to sweeten this thing up. But if you're not crazy about like dark chocolate, you could use a little bit less. And definitely don't heap these up. You don't need any extra. So we're going to do level tablespoons of the cocoa, okay? Personally, I like 2 tablespoons, but if I really wouldn't go as low as 1 tablespoon, but if you wanted to do 1.5 or something, if you're not sure, then you could try that. But either way, I like 2 level tablespoons. All right, so now we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. All right, so there's...
Okay, and while you're there,
okay, yeah.
Stop for just a second
Stop.
and go back through what you've already added.
Okay, all right, so we've added 2 heaping tablespoons full of whole wheat flour and 2 level tablespoons of cocoa powder so far. All right, is everybody with us? Is anybody making this with me? I'm just curious. All right, Wanda. I know Wanda. I have a NutriBullet and grind my own wheat. Oh, that's awesome. It's easy and delicious. That's great. There's Dale. Hi guys. Hi Dale. All right. So the next ingredient is going to be baking powder. Okay. And so we're doing 1/4 of a teaspoon, and anytime you're adding baking powder or baking soda, it's always going to be level. You know what I do? I don't know if you guys can see this, but I just, I scoop, and then I use, because it's got a little lip on my thing, I just use the lip to scrape it right off the top, and it levels it right out. So we've got 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. All right, so now we need salt. And if you were tuned in just a few minutes ago and saw that I dropped an ingredient and it went everywhere, it wasn't just the plant milk, which is almond milk, it was my salt. I had it in a little container, so hold on. We're gonna wing it. I'm not gonna measure it, but for salt you need 1/8 of a teaspoon. So now I think that's about 1/8 of a teaspoon. It's not science. Actually it kind of is with baking, but we're gonna hope that was about 1/8 of a teaspoon. All right, maple syrup. This is the only sweetener that we're using other than the chocolate chips. They're non-dairy chocolate chips. So we're going to use maple syrup, and we're going to use 2 tablespoons. All right, I'm just going to getting cocoa powder in places I didn't want it. All right, so we're going to do 1 tablespoon. Oh, wait. You know what I want to do before I do this? I do this normally. Y'all have me distracted because we're on live. Now what am I going to do with that? Hey, hang on for just 1 second. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to prop this up because I have a suggestion. All right. All right. My suggestion is, this is just dry ingredients so far. We've got the flour, the cocoa powder, the salt, and the baking soda. Go ahead and fluff, like whisk it around. We're going to go ahead and mix it up. When I'm baking like big cakes and things like that, one of the things that I love to do and highly recommend is having a big bowl, large bowl, and a medium bowl. The big bowl for your flours and all your dry ingredients, and go ahead and whisk them together. And then a small bowl for your wet ingredients, whisk them together, and then stir them together. But for this, we're making it simple, but since we've got only dry ingredients, it'll just make the process when we add the wet ingredients easier. Make sure you get them mixed well. Okay, so, hey, that worked pretty good. Hold on. All right.
Hey, T.
Uh-huh.
Darren said don't use aluminum baking powder. You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, this one is aluminum free, guys. The one that I'm using, it says...
What's about aluminum?
Yeah, a lot of the baking powders have aluminum in them, and if you follow people like definitely Dr. Neil Barnard, I'm thinking Michael Greger too. You guys can correct me on that one, but I do know Dr. Neil Barnard because he's the president of the Physicians Committee who I teach for. So, but you try to find a baking powder without aluminum because there are some studies that have shown a link between dementia or Alzheimer's and aluminum. So, and it's not conclusive or anything else. I mean, because there's aluminum in your most deodorants and things like that. And aluminum foil, like when I'm baking like a baked potato, I'm going to wrap it in like parchment paper or something to keep it away from touching the aluminum foil. So that's just, it's preventative in case that is an issue with aluminum or not. It's precautionary. So if you can keep it out of some things like your baking soda, then just make sure you get a brand without it. So that's a good point. Whoever brought that up, that's a good point. All right, so we've got 1 tablespoonful of maple syrup. Actually, it's 2. Here's the second one. If you like things very sweet, like this is perfect for me. If I am making this for my husband who has a serious sweet tooth, I probably would add just a little bit more maple syrup just to make him happy. But to me, especially because you got the dairy-free chocolate chips in here as well, that's plenty. So we've got 2 tablespoons of the maple syrup. We've got 2 tablespoons of applesauce. You know, you can just buy that in the grocery store. Just get the unsweetened variety so you can control how much sweetener is in your dessert and not have them adding some in there too. So 1 tablespoon of applesauce, 2.5 tablespoons of plant milk. We're gonna hope this is still 2.5. This is probably a little bit less because I spilled it, guys. If I see that I need to add a little bit more, I will in a minute. All right, so the other thing is 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. That is if you can get your thing over. So that said about 1/2 teaspoon. That's probably about right. And okay, so the last 2 ingredients are the non-dairy chocolate chips. So it's 1 heaping tablespoon of that and a teaspoon of crushed walnuts. But before I add those chunky ingredients, the chocolate chips and the walnuts, I want to go ahead. I don't know if I said this in the instructions or not, but this is just how I do it. I'm going to go ahead and use my fork, or if you have a tiny little whisk, I'm going to go ahead and stir this and get it nice and mixed before I add those other ones. Okay, here's another thing with this, guys. The flour, because it's a cup and everything's small. I need a sip of my drink. Hold on. I'm getting a scratchy throat. But when you're dealing with a cup, the flour, the dry ingredients tends to want to get in the corners around, well, there's no corners, around the edges in your cup. And so I say be very mindful of that and use your fork or your whisk to kind of dig around those edges to make sure. Otherwise, once it cooks and you pull it out and you're eating it, when you get down to the bottom, you're going to have flour, dry flour that didn't get mixed. So take a minute, stir it really well, try to hit the whole circumference of the bottom of your cup, and then we're going to add in a heaping tablespoon of non-dairy chocolate chips. My tablespoon is like got maple syrup on it right now, so I'm going to do this instead. A heaping tablespoon. Yes.
People are asking about the chocolate chips.
Yes.
If you've ever made it without them, and I'm going to post a link. I think you've got one on your Amazon page for them. But
yes.
Have you made it without them?
I haven't. Somebody asked me that like very, very recently, and I don't know. I told them I haven't, and if they try it to let us know. I'm sure that you can. It would be more like a just a basic chocolate cake texture and feel to it. So it'd just be, to me, the chocolate chips are going to make it more fudgy. I don't even cook this all the way through because I like that fudginess. Almost like, I don't know, it's just not a dry, not completely cooked dry. And so the chocolate chips help with that. But as far as taste, I'm sure you can make it without the chocolate chips. If you want more of a fudgy type cake, then you can add them. And this is just the brand. Even our local grocery store has these. The Enjoy Life brand. It says all kinds of stuff: nut-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, all that kind of stuff. And you can order them online too. This is the. What did I tell you? Oh, semi-sweet is what it says, but it's just basic. But anyway, there is of course some cane sugar, but in it because it's chocolate chips, but no dairy, no nuts, no nothing like that. But yeah, you can make it without it. Just be aware that it's better with them. And the last thing is in the ingredients. I keep having to move you. I'm gonna set you on top of my vanilla now. All right, so I said walnuts. Today I'm using pecans. You could use cashews. You could do anything that you want to. For the nuts, I suggest using a teaspoon of crushed nuts, walnuts, whatever. And like I said, today I'm using peanuts. That was probably more than a teaspoon, but once I got it in my hand, it looked bigger. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stir this up. And I want you to see kind of how the batter's doing. It's not runny. Actually, I can do like this. You can see that it's not runny. It's like a regular cake batter that you would normally put in the oven. All right, so it's mixed. And now I'm going to put it. I'm going to push that down a little bit. I'm going to put it in the microwave. Microwaves are going to vary. In my old microwave, before we moved to our house, we renovated my husband's parents' old farmhouse. It was 1 minute and 5 seconds. Ours, for whatever reason, now it's a little tiny bit over, but I would say stop it at 1 minute. Look at it and kind of get a feel. And you may want yours cooked all the way through. I don't. I want the very center of it just to have a little fudginess because it's yum yum. And so here we go. All right, so I'll stick it in here. We're going to do it for 1 minute, and then I'm going to check it, and then it's going from that point, guys. I don't think it'll be completely done at 1 minute, but from that point, I'm going to check it every 5 seconds or less because it cooks that fast. And that's all there is to this. And like no temptations, once you eat this and you saw the ingredients, it's a very healthy version of a chocolate cake, then it's one and done. It's not going to be a cake platter with you might need to go get another piece, before you go to bed or anything like that. It's like, no, it's finished, and you eat it all at one time. So it's one serving. Oh boy. Okay.
Okay, T?
Yes.
Louise wants to know how many ounces does your mug hold?
You know what? I can't say for sure. I think 14. All right, guys. See, did y'all see that? I mean, just look. It's steaming. It's a little bit wet right here. I'm going to test it just to see. I want it to be a little wet. I don't want it to be, that's hot. I don't want it to be mush. All right, so, oh heck, yeah, it's done. So, yes, it is delicious. I'm going to let it cool before you take a bite. But I will show you kind of like what we got here as far as the middle. Please be all the way done, but not mushy. Oh, yes, guys. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so can you see this? I mean, it's kind of like still a little damp. It's smoking hot, but it's still just a little bit damp like I like it. And I can guarantee you when I dig deeper, it's, it's still a little bit more damp. But can you believe that in 1 minute in your microwave that it's that simple? And I'm going to stand here like this till it gets cool because I want to try it. Let's see, Robin. Nice thing. It's very filling. Yeah, it really is. If anybody's got a sweet tooth, it knocks that sweet tooth all off. Cindy says, I bet it smells good. Yes, ma'am. It sure enough does. It smells so chocolatey. But it's so delicious and it cures a sweet tooth. And one thing that I have found, because Sundays are our lounge around days. After church, we go to my mom's for a little while, or sometimes we have company over here. If you have company and you want to give them a little something, but you don't have anything made, pull out some coffee mugs, pull out the flour, and then just make individual servings. And it's just a great, Darlene said, oh my word. That looks delicious. You will be trying this recipe. Yes, you guys definitely need to try this. Why wouldn't you? It's so simple. And I got a walnut too. It's yum, y'all. It's yum, yum. As a matter of fact, I'm going to finish this while we talk. Norma, my hubs is making 3 of these. Oh, for your birthday. A serving is enough for me and 2 for him. I don't want anything else. That's awesome. That is awesome. Trying tonight, Gail says. And Dale says, looks yummy. Dale, you got to try this, girlfriend. It is so good. Dale's my sister-in-law. And Janie Collins. We got the whole family on here. A great mug party activity. You know what? That is awesome. And like I said, if you get the whole family involved, the kids could even help with this. It's so simple, and they'll feel like they're cooking, and they get chocolate and a dessert that's way better for them. So,
Bonnie said that your website says because of 11
11 ounces, and that's what it is. I thank you for checking on that. I can't believe you went and checked. That's awesome. So, and you guys, you can make it in, it doesn't have to be in an 11 ounce mug. You definitely don't want to make it any smaller, because you saw when I opened the door on the microwave, it was poofed up, and then as soon as I opened it, it went down just a little bit. So you don't want it all over your microwave. So 11 ounces would be the smallest cup. And you could have a much bigger cup. The one that I was going to use, I'll show you, hold on. Before I changed my mind, the one that I was going to use was this one. You see the difference? There's more room in it. So either which way, just don't go smaller than that. And so easy, easy, easy. Okay, let's choose somebody to win. Did you have a plan, Brenda, about this?
I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
11 people.
Okay, 11 people want the starter kit.
Number 1 through 11.
Ooh, okay. 7. I choose 7.
7.
She's finding out who was the 7 on her computer to win the plant-based starter kit. And like I said,
Hold for a second, and I'm going to go back up. I wrote down last name so that I wouldn't
forget.
lose them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back up and find a first name too, so we'll know exactly who we're looking for.
Awesome, awesome. So she's finding.
It pays off when you guys make all these comments, and I can scope you out.
That's true. She's saying the more you comment, the better it is for her to figure out who was the number 7 and all that kind of stuff, and choose a number and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Janie, everybody's saying they love your idea for a mug party. And Donna, she said who was the winner. She couldn't hear it. We don't know yet. She said that 11 people on her feed had said they wanted it, and she had me choose a number, and I chose 7. So she's going back right now to see who number 7 in her feed was, and they will win, but they will get their choice of book. Oh goodness, y'all. Okay, shh. The UPS man is dropping something off, and Marley, she slept through it. I figured she'd be, when she knows somebody's here, it's like, "Wah!" We would have had 5 minutes of getting her, no, probably 2 to 3 minutes of getting her to quit barking so that I could hear you. But y'all want to see what she's doing? Hold on. I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to show you. This is funny. I'm going to show you what Marley did while the UPS man was here. Hold on. Everybody hang on. I'm bringing you, you're on a tripod. My phone is on the tripod, but this is my watchdog, guys. This is not normal, I will tell you that, but this is my watchdog. Can you see her? Are you awake, girl? No? Not really?
You need to check her pulse.
She's out. That is too funny. But yeah, he came and went, and that is not normal. Hey, while I've got my phone on the tripod, I'm going to tell y'all something. Okay, so,
Okay, see, it's not letting me go back far enough.
ooh, okay.
So, the last name was Hannah. If somebody's still on here that has the last name Hannah, tell them to make a comment.
Okay, if somebody on here who has the last name Hannah, y'all might have heard her, but I don't know if you did or not, so I'm going to repeat her. Somebody with the last name Hannah said that she wanted the starter kit, and now she can't find the first name. So, somebody Hannah, if you're on here, please leave another comment, because she's saying that you... Is she on here? Okay, I still don't see it.
Tell Hannah. Thank you.
What was it? Because it's still not showing up on mine. Beth Hannah. Beth Hannah, you're the winner. Awesome. Congratulations. And private message me which book that you want. Either the diabetes book, the Power of Foods for Your Brain, or the Kickstart, or the Vegan Starter Kit. So you decide what you want. Private message me which book and your mailing address, and I will mail it out to you. Okay, so I had a phone call this morning, guys. I'm just going to hold this tripod since I'm standing here. I hope this is a good view. So my husband went to work, and then about, 9:30, he called me, and he said, I need to ask you something. And I said, okay, what is it? And he said, the guys are going to have, at his office, the guys are going to do some kind of a little luncheon tomorrow, spur of the moment, to say thank you to somebody for doing something. I don't know what all that was about. But they were going to be making something. And of course, it's not plant-based. And so he said, would I make my chili, my crock pot chili, and that he could take it and they could eat it. And I said, sure, absolutely. I will make crock pot chili. So I'm going to show it to you. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to show you my crock pot chili that's going. Turn it around the camera. Okay. All right. So here we are. My mama gave me this crock pot a long time ago. I cannot believe it. It's the biggest one that I've got. And so his office isn't that big, but I'm making a bunch because we're going to have it for dinner tonight too. So it's still got a lot of cooking to do, but I just want to show you. Hold on. You're going to see everything. Okay. So this is my chili, guys. And Brenda, would you care to put the crock pot chili? It's going to come to a boil and all that. It's got some cooking to do, but this stuff is delicious. It smells like heaven is what it smells like. But it's got beans and it's got bulgur. It looks like ground beef in there, but that is not ground beef. It's bulgur. It's not completely cooked yet, so the bulgur will get even bigger. But that texture that looks like ground beef is bulgur. And I know we talk about it a lot. Boy, I need to get that pineapple and eat that very soon. It is crock pot vegan chili, and he requested it because he loves it so much. I'm going to show you what bulgur is. I'm just going to carry this whole tripod around with me for a little while. Hold on. All right, so hold on. Let me get my bulgur. Hold on. This is my bean drawer. Can y'all believe that? Oh, my beans and grains. Isn't that something? That's a lot of beans. Bulgur. Okay, so this one.
Does it have barley in there too?
No, it does not. You mean my chili? No. No, it's not barley. It's just bulgur. But you could use barley. And I'll tell you, guys, bulgur, if you put it in things like tacos or chili or anything else, it has the ground beef texture, and then the flavor, I'm going to turn back around. The flavor will be of anything that, like the seasonings. Like for this seasonings in my chili, I've got chili powder, I've got little cumin, I've got onion powder, garlic powder, all that kind of stuff. You can see she's putting up the ingredient or the link for it so you can make it. But all of that is what the bulgur will taste like. But yeah, bulgur is a wheat, guys. So if you are gluten-free, things that you could substitute for the bulgur would be, you could use buckwheat groats. They have a similar texture. And honestly, I've had people tell me, now I have not done this personally, I've had people tell me for some of my recipes, the chili or different things, they substituted brown rice and even quinoa. To me, that seems a little different because the texture is going to be different, but they said the flavor was great and they enjoyed it and it made it gluten-free. So by all means, use any of those that work. Hang on. All right, so. Okay.
Fryer because it's similar to grilling meat and can produce carcinogens?
I have not. That's interesting. But okay, I have not heard that, but I can tell you that shouldn't be correct. And I'll tell you what I'm basing that off of. And I don't know, I'm talking to the telephone that she's talking on. I guess I should be talking to you guys. According to Dr. Neil Barnard, the carcinogens that are formed when you're grilling meat, and it's definitely a thing. They definitely do, but they are formed from muscle meat. That is what causes those carcinogens. And so if you're cooking tofu, there is no muscle meat. So I personally can't figure out why that shouldn't be a thing. There's no muscle meat. So those carcinogens couldn't possibly form. So I don't know about that as far as where that information came from, but from everything that I'm aware of, that wouldn't be possible. It's got to be muscle meat. And tofu is not. It's bean meat. All right, so, hey, how long are we? Oh, we're doing great. 144. We're doing great. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put my phone back so I don't have y'all wobbling all over the place, and I'm gonna read your questions. And if I've missed some, tell me. Okay, Shelbo, Brenda. All right.
I don't see anything. I think we're pretty good.
Okay.
I posted a link for the bulgur. Norma said she uses bulgur with, let's see, what did she say? With her rice cauliflower for breakfast.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
And,
I see.
Chris said buckwheat can provide omega-3, 6, and 9. No need for cod liver oil.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. Buckwheat groats are great. Oh, and yeah, a lot of people are saying they my meatballs. Thank you, Sharon. She said my meatballs are amazing. But other people have also been saying that I use bulgur in a lot of recipes, and that they were first introduced to bulgur through my recipes. I really do use it a lot. I had never even heard of it before going plant-based, and somebody who is not plant-based is the person who introduced me to it for the first time. One of my husband's cousins' wives made something with it. And so my meatloaf, my vegan meatloaf has it. Tacos have it. Lasagna has it. All kinds of things use the bulgur. And so, yeah, you'll see it a lot in my recipes. There's even an article, if y'all are curious and you don't mind searching, Brenda, on the website, or you guys can search yourself if you want to. If on the search bar, if you just type in bulgur, there's an article that tells you all about bulgur, what it is, how to cook it, and then I've got a bunch of recipes on that one post that use it. Okay, that'd be awesome. Thank you. And so,
Somebody asked about beans.
did you use canned beans too? Robin, are you talking about for my chili? We didn't use beans in the mug cake, but I bet I am using canned beans for the chili. You don't have to. The only beans that I have in my freezer right now that I cooked are chickpeas, and I'm not going to use chickpeas in my chili, so I didn't cook them fresh. But you definitely can, especially if you have an Instant Pot. You go to from dry to cooked in less than an hour. So yeah, found bulgur through you, Terry. Hi, Norma. I'm glad you're on here. Yeah, and the chili is delicious. And if my husband asked me to make it for the people at his work, he's trying to impress them. So that means he likes it enough and thinks that they will like it. As a matter of fact, when they do the Super Bowl party, that's what my husband always asks me to make, that and my cornbread to take to the Super Bowl party, because they all love it. They actually request it every year. That, and oftentimes they'll request the barbecue wings, cauliflower wings. Those two he loves, and he loves to share them because it makes people, he says nobody would even, if they didn't know the chili was plant-based, they would never even guess that it was. Swati, could you please do a mac and cheese recipe sometime soon? There is one on the website with my cheese sauce. What'd you say? Oh, she's going to post it.
She wants to see you make it.
Oh. Uh-oh, what was that? Oh, I got a phone call. Oh, it's my daddy. My daddy's calling. I'm going to have to call him back. That's funny. But yeah, there's a mac and cheese recipe. She's posting it. It uses my cheese sauce, and yeah, it's really, really good. With the mac and cheese, we probably won't do a demo on it because the cheese sauce takes a little bit of time. You got to boil the potatoes, and then it's mostly mixing in a Vitamix, which is, difficult when you're doing a live show with the sound. But once you make the cheese sauce, it's really, really easy to add in a few spices and cook your pasta. So, Pam, where do you find bulgur? Pam, well, you can find it like at Ingles. I know Pam is close to me. Here in the Carolinas, we have a grocery chain called Ingles. Pam, it's on the end of the aisle over at Ingles. It's on the end of the aisle, like where the bean section is. It's usually Bob's Red Mill is what Ingles carries, and bulgur, more companies have it, but Bob's Red Mill is what everybody's familiar with. But it's on the cap, and there's a couple of different kinds. There's a golden and there's a red, and you really can use either one for the recipes that I make. So yeah, it's one's way more expensive than the other. So I just would say, I think it's the golden that's less expensive. So go with the least expensive one. Norma, when I worked, my hubs ate so much chili spaghetti that I froze. He doesn't want it anymore. We call that burned out. He got burned out on it. That's funny. Oh, Darlene says the cheese is excellent. Thank you. The cheese, oh my goodness. We do love the cheese, and you can use it for a lot more than mac and cheese. We use it on baked potatoes, on steamed vegetables. We use it on nachos. We use it on everything. Sharon, your cheese sauce is life-changing. It's so good. Y'all, thank you, Sharon. You guys really need, Shelbo, will you put up the cheese sauce too?
I will.
Thank you.
And I'll put up the subscribe button too real quick.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a good reminder. Okay, you guys want to know how you can help because that's important. Subscribe to the website. I send out emails on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays of recipes, sometimes articles, sometimes it's mostly recipes, but occasionally there'll be articles. And so if you will subscribe, get the emails, go to the site, bookmark the site, all that kind of stuff, it's so helpful. And the other thing was the next live. Okay, the next live won't be won't be next Tuesday, but the following, which is, what did I do? Hold on, I'm coming back. The 6th. It's February the 6th. At 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again. I don't know what we will be making, but that's when it's going to be. So I'll put an event link up probably by the end of this week. And I hope you guys will tune in again. Darlene, it's good with mixed vegetables, mixed with broccoli. Oh, and brown rice. Ooh, she's talking about the cheese sauce. That does sound fabulous. Brown rice, broccoli, and cheese sauce. Awesome. And on the baked potato, that's true, Sharon. Thank you. We love it on baked potatoes. And Gail, you love getting the emails. I'm so glad. And Marty, the website, if you Google, she's putting a link up actually, but if you just Google EatPlant-Based, that's us. And she just put it up. I see the subscribe button. So what does that say? Chris says, come back from Aldi's today with Elms? What is that word? Plant-based double cream. I don't even know that'll be going on some spaghetti. I don't even know what double cream is.
This is educating us.
Yeah, you guys do things across the pond. Across the pond, they've got names for things that are so different than us. But and don't forget, Dale says, don't forget to sprinkle in water. That's true, guys. We can't, and I don't have my sign again. But one thing you can do is sprinkle in water to make the Facebook page grow. And so that, you know what that means, S-H-A-R-E. We're not supposed to say that, so I can spell it because the box can't spell. But but anyway, yeah, please do sprinkle in water. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is always so much fun. It's, you know, I love communicating and getting, you guys have really been on here today. We've had so many people. And so thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in again Tuesday the 6th, and we'll see what we're going to be making then. I'll give you a heads up so you'll know in case you want to cook it with me. Everybody who won something, remember to private message me your mailing address, and we will get the stuff in the mail to you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being part of the Eat Plant-Based community. I feel so connected to you guys when we can get on here and actually talk to each other and have fun in the kitchen. And it just warms my heart and just reminds me why I do what I do. So thank you. You guys have a blessed day, and take care. Stay warm, and we will see you soon. All right. Bye, guys. I'm going to try to reach my button without breaking anything. Bye.